At home before some time off. That's coming on Monday. And how do you say that? Raul returns to the lineup, and he got a great ovation when Dan Baker did the starting lineups tonight. The fans, well, they got pretty excited to hear that man's name back in the starting lineup.
Well, he is back in left field. Andrew McCutchen leads things off, and he'll take a fastball for a strike. So underway here at Citizens Bank Park. A little late tonight. 7:07 is the first pitch. McCutchen overall this year hitting .283 with a home run and 21 RBIs. 0 for 4 in last night's game with a couple strikeouts. They wanted to go upstairs, and instead it was off the outside part of the plate. McCutchen will shoot it foul, and the count remains 2 strikes.
They're talking about Cole Hamels in his bullpen sessions, trying to really extend through his fastball. He's thrown 3 93s tonight. I don't think we've seen a 93 from him this year. See where it was supposed to go. You like him down in the strike zone. Now, that time he was one to throw a high one, but all his fastballs have been 93, and I don't remember them.
No, I agree with you on that, Wheels. That one's in the air to left field. Towering shot. Ibanez, his first play of the night. And you hear the crowd in the background. That's kind of like a huge welcome mat for Raul Ibanez, who hasn't played since he was placed on the disabled list on June 18th. So 1 away here in the top of the first. And Freddie Sanchez is the batter. Wheels talked about Cole Hamels trying to getting a little extra life on his fastball. I asked Rich Doobie today what he worked on during his bullpen session this past week, and he said it wasn't really all that much. He said the biggest thing that they'd like to get Cole to do is just finish.
Yeah. And you know, that's what as Rich Doobie told you, and they were talking about it, and you know, Mick Billmeyer evidently stood a little further back, so he threw a little bit further and had to come through the pitch better. And he's pumping some fastballs here tonight.
Yeah, that last one at 92 miles an hour.
All fastballs so far. Paul Bacco working with him behind the plate.
That one's inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. That was a curveball from Cole Hamels. One of the biggest things that Rich was talking about today was just placement of those 0-2 pitches. He said there's just been some this year that have just been up. And they're trying to get it down in the strike zone a little bit more. There was a good changeup.
Yeah, and he didn't foul that either, I don't think. I think Bacco just missed it. And that's interesting because Bacco really hasn't worked with Cole Hamels that much. He didn't foul that, did he? No,
nope.
He just missed it.
Might not be a bad idea to throw the same pitch. Fastball in on the hands. That'll find the seats.
94. You know, and they don't do things with the gun in this ballpark. You know, that's one thing about it. It's consistent. And he definitely has a better. That was a very late swing at a fastball.
Oh, the count remains even 2-2. Well, the gun that's here at the ballpark is identical to the gun that you see being popped up here on your graphics. And they use this system called Sports Vision. And the Sports Vision system is all around the ballpark. That may sound odd, but they've become so fine-tuned because of Major League Baseball and what they want to have done and not done around the ballpark, that this Sports Vision system is so fine-tuned that they don't really even use guns anymore to feed up onto the board.
And what you don't want to do is have a situation where you know, you're trying to pump a guy's ego up or you know, it's done. And in this case, you're just explaining so well, Tom, you don't have that. So when you look out and see 93, 94, that is velocity on what he's done all year. There's a good changeup.
So 1-1 the count to Garrett Jones. Saw for a moment those little cameras, I guess is what they look like, that are out in center field. That's part of the Sport Vision system that reads the speed of the pitch, and that one is going to be long gone.
Down and into a left-handed hitter, and that is deadly. They were talking about this guy before the game. I had a nice talk with John Russell. There he is, their skipper. And they're very intrigued by Jones and his potential because he has power. And he hit the ball over the center field wall last night. And that's a down and in fastball. And you don't have to go real far for a left-handed hitter. Just drop the head on it and bang. Watch this. Just how easy that is when you come down and in. And left-handed hitters like to golf them anyway.
That went out onto the concourse.
That was a long one. Oh, he's got some serious power, this guy.
Beyond section 104 in right field. Last night's home run went over the batter's eye in center field. It was only the third ball ever to be hit over the batter's eye. Ryan Howard has the other two.
Yeah, we thought at the time that a visiting player had never done it, and Ryan Howard had been it until last night. But there is Garrett Jones, used to be in the Minnesota organization, an outfielder.
He hit 158 home runs during his minor league career.
Yeah, I mean, he was a first baseman who they're turning into an outfielder. And talked to Gary Varsho about him too, and both he and John Russell used the word intriguing. They really want to give him a chance.
1-2 the count to Domit. And he fights it off. And it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Domit overall hitting .224, 2 homers and 9 RBIs. He has been on the disabled list for quite some time. Just came off prior to last night's ball game. He had 24 rehab at bats before the Pirates activated him. He was 2 for 24. Cole hasn't thrown too many balls outside the strike zone, but they're fouling off a number of them.
And he hasn't thrown that many changeups either. He's thrown a couple of curveballs, a few changeups. Mostly, it looks like Baco's trying to establish his fastball tonight.
Two and 2 the count. That fastball at 94 miles an hour.
Just remarkably different than what we've seen from Cole Hamels this year.
Change up, pulled toward left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. 1 hop off the wall, and Domit is going to pull it to second base with his 5th double of the year. So back-to-back extra base hits for the Pirates.
He got the first 2 batters out, and then extra base hits, homer double. That was a hanger. What did Rich Doobie say about finishing him off with 2 strikes? And I believe both these hits have been with 2 strikes. It wasn't a real hanger, but it was up enough that Domit was able to get out front a little bit and still hit the ball pretty hard.
Yeah, that's what Rich was talking about getting that ball down in the strike zone. So Domit's in scoring position. 2 outs for Delwyn Young. Young, a switch hitter, batting right-handed. He struck out to finish off last night's game. And the first pitch is a little high, so it's 1 ball and no strikes to him. See his numbers overall: 2 homers and 17 RBIs. He has 9 pinch hits this season, which is 3rd most in the National League. And he has been a huge weapon for them off the bench since the start of last year. In fact, he's second only to Greg Dobbs in pinch hits in the National League since last year. Good change up, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Long first inning. It looked like it was going to be an easy first inning for Hamels. 2 out pretty quickly, and now all of a sudden 24 pitches.
In the air to left field. Ibanez racing back to the wall, and it's gone. Second home run of the inning by the Pirates. This one a 2-run shot, and it's 3-0 Pittsburgh.
That was another changeup. Boy, this really came out of nowhere because it looked like he was throwing great. Homer, double homer. You know, that's one of those short home runs out there. Doesn't have to go real far. And he hung a changeup, and there it is in the first row. Sometimes you hit them, sometimes the other guy does.
14 home runs now allowed by Cole this year. So the Phillies are down 3-0 here in the top of the first. And here comes Adam LaRoche. LaRoche in last night's ball game was 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. And overall, he's got 12 homers and 39 RBIs. See what he's done in 3 at-bats against Cole. He's not even close to the 2 fastballs that he swung and missed at.
Just looks like he's really thrown well tonight, but he's gotten hurt on some pitches, obviously. With 2 outs.
You see the splits, a lot of strikes to go along with 8 balls so far in this first inning. And he got him. Foul tipped into the glove of Bacco. First strikeout for Hamels in this first inning. A little bit of damage by the Pirates. First, the home run by Garrett Jones. He golfed that one out of here. And then Delwyn Young, a 2-run shot. The Phillies trail at 3-0. Behind tonight, down 3-0 as we move to the bottom of the first inning. And let's take a look at Charlie's starting lineup for tonight's ball game. This is a lineup that scored a lot of runs on this homestand. It's brought to you by Budweiser. Leading it off at shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. Shane Victorino, the center fielder, bats second. Chase Utley's over at second base, hitting third, followed by Ryan Howard, the first baseman. Raul Ibanez missed 20 games on the disabled list. He's back in there in the number 5 spot in left field. Jason Worth, the right fielder, hits 6th. Greg Dobbs, the third baseman, bats 7th, followed by Paul Bacco, the catcher, and Cole Hamels batting 9th and doing the pitching tonight. And they'll face right-hander Ross Ohlendorf, the 26-year-old Texan and graduate of Princeton University, who is making his 18th start of the year.
Former New York Yankee.
Former Yankee, Arizona Diamondback.
Originally drafted by Arizona.
He was drafted in the 4th round back in 2004.
See, with the left-handed hitters hit against him, the Phillies have 8 left-handed hitters in this lineup tonight. And he's a sinker ball pitcher for the most part. And the difference in the Phillies winning and losing lately has been staying away from what happened here tonight. That's falling behind quickly.
Yeah, they fell behind 1-0 last night, but then scored 3 runs in the 3rd inning. And they count 2 balls and 1 strike to Jimmy Rollins. Jimmy was 0 for 4 last night. His 8-game hitting streak came to a close, but he's had himself a good homestand, and he's also had a good run against the Pirates. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Diane Mooney from Conshohocken, Pennsylvania. If the Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game, Diane will win $200. Introducing McCafe coffees at McDonald's, a new line of lattes, mochas, and cappuccinos. And Jimmy Rollins smokes one to right, and it's off the scoreboard. Jimmy heading to second base, and he's going to get there standing.
Oh, it's flying tonight. Vice President liked it. Wife Jill there with him.
20th double of the year for Jimmy. That's his 13th hit on this homestand.
Oh, he's back. I don't even have to talk about it anymore. Here it is. He got behind him, threw a high sinker. Ball had a lot of top spin, or he almost hit it out of the ballpark. Hit up there in the 36 in L.A.
He banged around Jeff Weaver up there, number 36 for the Dodgers. Want to bring Shane Victorino to the plate. Victorino 3 for 4 in last night's game, couple doubles. He takes a sinker for a strike.
They're playing huge hole in the left side for Victorino. They've got the third baseman, LaRoche, up in front of the bag towards the grass. And you see Victor, look at that defense. All that room on the left side. They just think Victorino's going to hit the ball through the middle, and they're protecting that way.
He holds up on that breaking ball. It's 1-1. Shane is second in the National League with 107 hits. And how about over his last 43 games? He's hitting .368, which is why his numbers with runners in scoring position have been so good since the 15th of May.
Really consistent and deservedly an all-star.
He works the count in his favor. 2 balls and 1 strike. I mentioned last night that Charlie Manuel has to decide whether Shane is going to be the starter in center field in the All-Star game this Tuesday. As Charlie said, there's not really a pure center fielder that's left on the roster other than Victorino. The other guys who are reserves in the outfield, Brad Hopp, Hunter Pence, Justin Upton, and Jason Worth. So there's a pretty good chance that this guy's going to be in the starting lineup on Tuesday.
A Rule 5. Pretty neat story.
No one came back for a strike. 3-2. Shane said that his mom and dad are both coming over from Maui for the All-Star game. You see Chase Utley waiting on deck.
Jimmy Rollins isn't going anywhere. Not when you're down by 3 runs and nobody out. But for maybe Ohlendorf didn't like that pitch that was called. A lot of times pitchers will do that if they don't like it and they want the catcher to go through the signs again. They're not sold on what they're going to throw.
Called strike 3. Victorino is down looking. There's the first out here in the first inning. I think Shane thought that pitch might have been a little high.
Yeah, it was right down the middle.
Well, that was some really good movement on that.
Yeah, he's got that little 2-seam tailing fastball. It's just about the belt or slightly above it. They got to be able to call that once in a while.
Well, Shane is retired. First out here in the bottom of the first inning. It'll bring Chase Utley to the plate. Chase 11 for 29 on this homestand. He's hitting .379 with 9 RBIs, which has brought his total up to 61. Which is 5th in the National League. He's got a chance for another ribby here with Rollins on second base. Look what he's done over his last 6 ball games. Ibanez and Victorino talking about Ross Ohlendorf. And it's 1 ball and no strikes now to Chase.
Watch him now and see why left-handers hit so much against him. And he hasn't thrown a changeup. He has changeup in his in the scouting report on him. But when you throw fairly hard the way he throws pretty hard actually, you got to have something to get left-handed hitters off that hard stuff, or you're going to get hit.
A breaking ball. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Ohlendorf is one of 6 players to come out of Princeton under the regime of Scott Bradley, who just finished up his 12th year as the head coach at Princeton University. One of 6 players to be drafted in the first 5 rounds.
Out of the Ivy League, no less.
Yeah.
That's tremendous.
Scott Bradley, of course, was a longtime Major League catcher. Spent most of his career with the Seattle Mariners.
They can't be happy with Ohlendorf right now. He's got a 3-run lead. There are his numbers at Princeton. Great college career. You know, and he keeps looking at Jimmy Rollins. Who cares about Jimmy Rollins at second? I mean, is what he should be thinking. He's got 3 runs.
That one's in the air to left, not deep. Garrett Jones puts it away for the second out. So Jimmy's still at second. He led off this inning with a double.
Yeah, and you don't get him over, so that would have scored him. Yeah, Chase Utley's not happy with this, hitting the ball. Right there, he didn't even look up. He knew he'd hit it off the end of the bat and just hit a weak fly ball to left field.
Well, that'll leave things for Ryan Howard. Ryan with 63 runs batted in this year, which is the third most in the National League. 21 home runs to go along with a .252 batting average. Last night Ryan was 0 for 2 with a couple strikeouts and a couple of walks and a run scored. He's trying to drive home Jimmy Rollins here. And he takes one inside for ball one.
Ollendorf's thrown 14 home run balls this year, 6 to left-handed hitters, 8 to right-handed hitters. So you can hit him out, and the ball seems to be flying here tonight early.
All the home runs the Phillies have hit on this homestand. They've hit 12. Ryan has just one. You see his RBI total. He and Chase Utley among the top 5 in the National League. And Pujols is a runaway MVP right now. Well, he's got that inside corner working pretty good.
Well, that's what he's trying to do is run that fastball in the inside part of the plate and freeze these left-handed hitters. And that's that sinker that he throws, that little two-seamer.
Out in front, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Little breaking ball there, kind of curve in between curve slider.
See if he's going to throw another hook to Ryan Howard. The big man has seen an awful lot of breaking pitches this year. And he lays off.
Well, he's throwing, as you said, Tom, a lot of breaking balls. He has a base open, but it's only the first inning. You don't normally pitch around a guy in the first inning. Ibanez on deck. There's Joe Kerrigan, who likes Ollendorf. He says he's got a lot of ability, and they're just trying to get him to work on a few things to get more consistent.
Ball 4 and Ryan's aboard. So the Phillies have 2 runners on with 2 outs, and here comes Raul Ibanez. Greg Dobbs, John Mayberry, they all did very good work while Raul is out on the disabled list, but it's very difficult to replace those numbers. .312 batting average, 22 homers and 59 RBIs. And he's still among the league leaders in both the home run and RBI category, even though he's missed 20 games. 21 if you count last night, which he didn't play in. And he takes a fastball for strike 1, and it's 0-1. See, Raul is the 3rd oldest player to be named to his first All-Star game. Babe Ruth, it took till he was 38 years and 150 days because they hadn't played an All-Star game until then. Runners go. Doma doesn't offer a throw. And a double steal. So Jimmy's on third. Howard's on second. Ryan with his 3rd stolen base. Jimmy with his 14th.
The other player there was George Crow, who was who I think it was a left-handed hitter, first baseman for Cincinnati. There they go, and with a 3-run lead, they just let him go.
And now a base hit could score 2, depending on the jump by Ryan Howard. 1-1 the count to Ibanez, and it's 1-2. Raul played in 1 game for the Reading Phillies, 2 for the Iron Pigs at Lehigh Valley during his rehab. Took a whole lot of batting practice too. And he hits it in the air, right side. Playable for LaRoche, the first baseman. And the inning is over. So the Phillies get 2 runners in scoring position here in the bottom of the first, and they can't cash in. We've played 1. Pirates lead it 3-0. Bottom third of the order due up for the Pirates. They lead it 3-0 over Cole Hamels and the Phillies. Andy LaRoche starts things off. Cole got the first 2 batters out in the top of the first inning very easily. Got McCutchen to fly out to left. Freddie Sanchez way out in front of a changeup on a ground out to first base. But then 3 straight hits, 2 home runs. Gave the Pirates a 3-0 lead, and LaRoche whacks the first pitch to right center field. It's deep and it's off the wall. Victorino plays it in, and LaRoche is going to stop at second. That's his 16th double of the year. 4 hits now for the Pirates, and all 4 are extra base hits.
Yeah, I mean, the Phillies didn't hit much in the first inning, but the Pirates are taking advantage. That pitch was just up in the strike zone. That was one of those hit me pitches, and he did. Hit it to a deep spot in the yard and kept it in play. Did Shane Victorino, held him to a double.
With the runner on second, here's Jack Wilson. Wilson hitting .270 overall. Last night he was 1 for 4. And he pops the first pitch up. What a break if this stays in the yard. Bacco is back to the screen, and he makes the catch. He flung his mask and it nearly hit Greg Gibson. Vice President Joe Biden and his wife Jill had a front row seat. A clear view of that grab by Paul Bacco.
Here it comes.
Look out, Greg.
Yeah, there goes the mask, and just in front of the screen. That's a big out, and a really poor at bat too by Wilson.
Ohlendorf has 2 sacrifices this year, but he's not sacrificing there. He hits the first pitch foul.
Well, and Wilson's not technically, I mean, he's not trying to get the runner over because the pitcher's coming up next. But he just jumped at that first pitch and made an easy out, and you know that really helps Cole Hamels.
See Ohlendorf 1 hit in 33 at bats. Nice play by Bacco, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Keeps LaRoche at second base.
1 for 33, but he's only struck out 12 times. So, you know, he doesn't get any hits, but he puts the ball in play. So that's why it was important not to let the runner get over to third. Maybe he'd made contact and gotten him in. Hit a fly ball or something.
Chopper toward third. Nice play by Dobbs. Looks LaRoche back to the bag. With the ball hard, there's 2 away. Hey, when you can't follow the Phillies on MyPHL 17, you can follow the action on your iPhone and iPod Touch with MLB.com at Bat 2009. Visit Phillies.com on your iPhone or iPod Touch to purchase today. Well, 2 big outs after the leadoff double by Andy LaRoche. I'll tell you, that is a great shot from up in the upper deck here at Citizens Bank Park. It gives you a totally different view of what's happening on the field.
Nice spot to watch a game. Aren't too many bad ones in this place.
There's McCutchen. And he takes a changeup for strike one. He flied out to left his only time up.
Hamels needs a little momentum switcher right now, and to get an out here would help do that.
That's not going to be out. Unout. It's going to be out. A 2-run home run for McCutchen. That's the 3rd homer of the game for the Pirates. And it's 5-0 Pittsburgh.
Boy, that looked like another fastball that just got a lot of the plate and even came down and in a little bit and just dropped the head on it. This is as hard as he can get hit. And that one jumped.
It's only the 2nd home run for McCutchen. You just don't imagine that he would have the power to hit a home run.
Well, the pitch location too. You can't tell him that, but you'll see a great shot of this line drive and how quickly this gets out of the ballpark. And that ball was really hammered.
Freddie Sanchez hits one to right. Jason Work makes the catch, and the inning is over. But the Pirates hit another home run, a 2-run shot by Andrew McCutchen. They lead it 5-0 as we go to the bottom of the 2nd. Plus the Earth Watch weather forecast for tomorrow. My PHL 17's News at 10, powered by NBC 10 after the game. Well, the news isn't good right now for the Phillies. It was good last night for Joe Blatt. He was fantastic. 7 1/3, 4 hits and a run. Struck out 6. He looked unhittable at times for the 2nd straight start. Well, Charlie Manuel digging for some gum. And his offense is going to have to be digging for some runs because they trail it by 5 here in the bottom of the 2nd.
Well, Cole Hamels looked like he came out throwing really well in this game tonight, but he's made a bunch of mistakes on location, and boy, have they made him pay for it.
Yeah, 3 home runs for the Pirates tonight. Jason Worth, he's hit 20 home runs this year, 56 RBIs. He cracks that one hard down the left field line, but foul. And it's 0-2. Those numbers include a 5-game hitting streak, which he's on right now, and he's tied with Albert Pujols with the most home runs since June 13th. They each have hit 12. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Jeff Francoeur has driven in 2 for the Mets. They lead the Reds 2-0. Mets are 3-11 in the last 14 games. And they just tacked on another one just as Ohlendorf picked up his 2nd strikeout.
Well, Johnny Cueto's pitching that game up in New York tonight. At least he was supposed to. And you know what happened to him in the first inning here the other night, and he's getting smoked again.
Time to take a look at our Firestone leaders. And Charlie Manuel last night picked up his 400th victory as the Phillies manager. He has 620 wins overall, and he is 5th on the all-time wins list for the Phillies franchise. Gene Mauch leads the way with 646. So Charlie needs just 31 to tie Jim Fregosi. Firestone, a tradition of innovation. Charlie won 220 games as the manager of the Cleveland Indians and had a better than 500 record when he took over the Phillies. And he was talking today, folks were talking to him about being more comfortable as the manager of the Phillies. How, when he started, people used to second guess him, and he put a halt to the conversation. He said people are still second guessing.
Yeah, really. When did that stop? That's all part of being a baseball fan.
Yep.
Especially a National League fan. Never had a sub 500 season as a manager.
2-0 pitch is hit skyward to left field, shallow. And Jack Wilson backpedaling makes the grab, and there are 2 away.
Charlie will be part of our opening tomorrow for the telecast. Final game of the homestand, final game before the All-Star break. And talk to him about the first half of the season and going to the All-Star game. He's very proud of the fact that he's going to manage the National League team, and typical Charlie, he'll always talk about it's not him, it's the players. Not he, it's the players.
And the coaches too.
Yep.
He's talked at length this week about Rich Doobie and the amount of work that Rich is going to have at this All-Star game, because he's got to keep all the pitchers straight, because as Charlie said, I'm not gonna. Paul Bacco has the count even, 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's true. Who you want to use now, Dubes? Last year, his closer threw about 100 pitches. Brad Lidge, just unfortunate what happened in that game, that they had to keep getting him up and down. They're adding another pitcher this year. They're really hoping to stay away from that ever happening again.
He hasn't really given an indication either who's going to start on Tuesday.
I've been pumping him for Lincecum.
Little roller back to the mound. Ohlendorf will run halfway to the bag and then toss it over to LaRoche. 1, 2, 3 go the Phillies here at the bottom of the second. We head to the top of the third. Garrett Jones will lead things off for the Pirates. And forum section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. The question is, who was the Phillies catcher that started the 1979 All-Star game because of an injury to Ted Simmons? The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. That's an easy one for you, Wheels. That's like giving you a Penn State football question.
Yeah. Well, sometimes,
No, that's an easy one.
I got an idea who that could be, yeah.
5-0 Phillies trail it as we go to the top of the third. And Cole Hamels will face Garrett Jones to start things off. Jones hit a long home run his first time up. That was his 4th home run of the season. And that's going to slice foul. And it's 0-2.
Well, this guy's hit 2 long home runs here. See what that pitch was? That's our first look at on replay from the down and in. And as Tom said, that cleared everything out there into the.
Cleared everything.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many like that because normally when they hit out there, they're going to hit the overhangs, the advertising signs, or the scoreboard. Usually don't see one shoot in there like that. That had some trajectory to it.
Oh, we mentioned that Garrett Jones. That's where it hit. Right where that gentleman is with the tie. See that gentleman there? Yeah. They were scurrying after that one. That didn't come back.
No, it bounced. That went into a concession stand.
That went all the way back there. Bull picked it up and fired it into second base.
There you go. This is see it just misses everything and then bounces into that area back there. Looked like Jerry Royce standing out there.
It did look like Jerry Royce.
Had Jerry Royce there. Look at that guy. I've had Jerry Royce on a lot lately because he keeps throwing Sarge's home run. Whoa.
And everybody that was wearing red pinstripes thought that was a strike.
Everybody thought that was a strike except the guy that counts.
3-2 now the count to Garrett Jones. And there's a strike. A swinging strikeout. Jones is the first out here in the top of the third inning.
We can tell that guy really likes to hit fastballs, and he threw him a 3-2 changeup. Here it is. He recognizes that as a fastball, and you see how he had kind of an awkward swing at it.
And now one away for Ryan Doman, who doubled and scored back in the first inning. He scored on the home run by Delwyn Young. And it's no balls and 1 strike to him. There's a curveball from Cole. Line drive, base hit to left field for Doman. This might be a second double of the night. Ibanez gets to it quickly. Here's the throw to second base. And safe at second is Doman.
Well, that looked like he hit another changeup, just like he did last time for a double down the line. He's just making a lot of pitches tonight that he's getting hurt on. Here's that look from the overhead. You see he's out front and one-hands it. That's what makes me think it was a changeup. Ibanez showing that he can move and get after it, no problem. Doman, a catcher, really hustled that into a double.
Yeah, they've tested Raul Ibanez's groin a couple of times tonight, including on the home run by Delwyn Young. As Raul went back to the fence and started to jump up for it. And 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Pirates have hit 3 home runs, as we mentioned tonight, including 1 by Young. They are 15th in the National League in home runs this year.
They don't score. That's the thing about it. They've come out here and built up a 5-0 lead fast with long balls.
I mean, they only had 58 home runs coming into this game.
Yeah.
I mean, the Phillies have more than doubled that total. John Russell's squad is 5th in the league in batting average at .261. And they're also 5th in doubles and 4th in triples.
Well, they're trying to get more athletic. you know, obviously they want somebody that can hit some home runs and get some power, but game's changing a little bit, you know, and teams are trying to get a little more athletic, be able to do some things on the bases, first to third, score from second, those kind of little things to help win games. See, Jones talking about, yeah, I got out front now a little bit.
And a call, strike 3, and that is the 600th strikeout of Cole Hamels' career. And it's his 3rd in tonight's ball game.
And he hasn't had a whole lot of them on curveballs either, but that was a good one.
Well, the Chicago Cubs are coming to Philadelphia on Monday, July 20th. In fact, the Phillies will play that series against the Marlins, then come right home. It's the start of a 3-game series, 2 night games, and then the Citizens Bank Business Person Special on the 22nd of July. You can purchase your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. Here's Adam LaRoche with 2 away, and he takes one for a strike. And the Cubs have defeated the Cardinals 5-2. Jeff Baker, who they just acquired last week from the Rockies, had 2 hits, a double, 2 RBIs. And Ted Lilly picked up his 100th career victory. Oh. And Andy Fletcher says that Adam LaRoche held up his swing.
Wow. I guess, well, maybe he does.
I think he broke the plane.
One of those things.
To left field, Ibanez has seen it, and he makes the grab, and the inning is over. So Hamels strands a runner in scoring position through 2.5. It's 5-0 Pirates. For amazingly low office product prices. By your local Chevy dealers and by AT&T. Your world delivered. Well, the sold-out crowd is hoping the offense can deliver a little bit of fireworks because they're down 5-0.
that kid's got ice cream everywhere.
Yeah, like every dad, you know, you're just trying to clean it up for him. He's going to have to go on to the vanilla one next because the vanilla one looks like it's going all over the place too.
Yeah, it's a little more humid tonight, so they're melting faster.
1 ball and 1 strike to count to Cole.
Not a bad night at all here at the ballpark, except for the score. A little tentative.
That swing knocked the mask of Ryan Doumit right off of his helmet. And it's 1-2 now to Cole.
Ooh. Well, that'll jar you.
He's going to need some ice cream for that.
Yeah. Greg Gibson catch the mask.
Cole is 4 for 24 this year. Had a couple hits in his last start. And again, so did everybody else. And on the hands, a looper to left center field. That might be a tough play. Nope. Garrett Jones is there. And Ohlendorf now has retired 5 straight since walking Ryan Howard. got some assistants. The little kid sitting there saying, you know, the guy next to me just did the same thing. Everybody's taking my ice cream.
That guy's enjoying. He may never get it back.
Jimmy Rollins doubled his last time up, and he was stranded on third. And he takes one for a strike right at the knees. It's 0-1.
Yeah, well, this game has a bad feel to it right now. They got to turn it around. You give up 3 in the first and have a leadoff double that never moves, and then they tack on 2 more.
The Phillies have averaged on this homestand nearly 7 runs per game, so this 5-run deficit is nothing for them. Sure. The way they've been swinging the bats.
But one thing you have to be careful of is you just go out there and beat the Pirates because they're the Pirates. You know, they have some good players on this team. They're going to get better. And they don't think that way, but sometimes subconsciously that can creep into it.
1-2 the count to Jimmy. Last night, the Phillies pitching staff held Pittsburgh to just 2 runs. Zach Duke pitched a complete game in a loss for the 2nd time this year. And part of the success last night was not only Joe Blanton, but also the Phillies bullpen. J.C. Romero was outstanding in relief of Joe. Brad Lidge picked up the save, finishing off the 9th inning. And it's 3-2 now to Jimmy.
Shane Victorino struck out in the first inning behind the Rollins double. And one of the reasons Jimmy's really been getting a lot more hits and in a better groove is what you're seeing right now. Another full count. Sounded like you might need a new bat. No, he's checking it out.
Ball forward. Jimmy's aboard. Jimmy is walking a lot more too, which has really helped him out. Will said there's been a lot of 3-ball counts with Jimmy up there, and they've led to some free passes. Hey, we were talking about the Phillies bullpen. Well, when the game is on the line, they always get the call. And MLB Network now brings you unprecedented weekly access inside the Phillies bullpen. It's an MLB Network original series. The Pen airs Sundays at 8 p.m. on the MLB Network. This year they're going to do this week they're going to do a lot on Jack Tashner being designated for assignment and then eventually assigned to Lehigh Valley after he cleared waivers. And just the whole process of what went through Jack's mind as he was heading to the airport, heading home before coming back to Lehigh Valley. Shane Victorino's the batter with a runner on first. Jimmy was leaning a little bit and he's able to get back. Victorino was called out on strikes his first time up. He's hitting over 480 on this homestand. And he's ahead 1 ball and no strikes.
They just need something to get them going. The other night when they fell behind, Chase Utley hit that inside the park home run, and that just lit everything up. And right now, you know, your crowd's out of the game. There's just nothing going on. This guy just likes to throw over too. You know, he's worried about Jimmy at second base. Now, you know, in this case, he could be getting throwovers, but in the first inning, he wasn't getting anything, and he kept worrying about him. And you know, that you hope. You see what base stealers are done. You hope that maybe you'll get distracted and throw one in the middle of the plate and get something going here.
Rollins goes. The pitch is taken for a strike. The throw nowhere near J-Roll. It's another stolen base, his second of the game. He now has 15 on the year, and he's in scoring position. He got a great jump, even with all throws over by Ollendorf.
Yeah, straight steals. You see, doesn't even look in. That's a nice play by Wilson to block that thing, too.
Yeah, Jimmy was looking back to see if that ball got past Jack Wilson and got into center field. Up high, 2-1. And Dobit's going to go out to the mound and talk to Ollendorf. Ollendorf is out of Austin, Texas, but man, he is working up a sweat out there.
It's a little hotter here tonight than it has been lately.
Well, the umpires for tonight's ball game, Greg Gibson is behind the plate. Ted Barrett is over at first. The crew chief is Tim McClellan. And over at third base is Andy Fletcher. He had the plate last night. And Victorino and Greg Gibson chatting while Domit was out talking to Ross Ollendorf.
That's a guy who just called him out on strikes.
And Adam LaRoche is under that one. And Shane is 0 for 2. So Jimmy still in scoring position. He was stranded at third back in the first inning, and now he's on second with 2 outs here in the third. Chase flied out to left. Shallow left his only time up, so he's 0 for 1. Before that, Chase is among the top 5 in RBIs. He's 5th with 61. He's also 4th in runs scored. I mean, he's accounted for more than 110 runs already this year.
Well, he's a run producer. You know, score runs, knock in runs. So talk about Mike Schmidt's great career, and that was something you always looked at with Mike, because he scored runs and knocked in runs, and those are your best offensive players.
It tells you that not only are you an RBI guy, but you're hitting home runs, extra base hits too.
Can you get on base and score?
Good base runner.
Yep.
No balls, 2 strikes the count. Chase pulls it toward first, backhanded by LaRoche. He didn't realize he had it. And it makes a good throw to Ollendorf, and the Phillies strand another runner in scoring position. So they've stranded 3, all 3 in scoring position. We move to the 4th. Phillies trail it by 5. Are you ready for the 2009 Major League Baseball All-Star Game? Well, you just got a few days left. Catch all the action live from St. Louis Tuesday, July 14th. And this one, of course, counts because whoever wins, whichever league wins the All-Star Game again, well, that league will have home field advantage in the World Series in 2009. Gary Matthews joins us here at the top of the 4th inning. And Cole Hamels allowed just 1 hit in the 3rd. Got through that inning pretty clean. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Andy LaRoche. But Sarge, he's struggled so far tonight.
Up in the zone toward the middle of the plate. And that spells trouble with Major League hitters.
We got LaRoche to get out in front of that one, and Chase Utley is there. And he's going to get the first out of this inning. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, wow, what a turnaround that game had. The Angels defeated the Yankees 14-8. Junior was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. And the Angels now with 26 come from behind victories. And hey, Junior's going to get a chance to play now that Torrey Hunter's on the disabled list and Vladimir Guerrero's banged up as well.
Yeah, he's actually been talking about that, being able to play, and actually asked to be traded or to leave the organization. So I really don't, in talking with him, brought up Juan Pierre and how he was ready once he got his chance, and he made the most of it and back on the bench again. But guess what? Everybody knows he can play, especially a lot of the other teams.
Back on the bench, but still in the top 5 in batting average in the National League. 1-2 the count to Jack Wilson. With 1 away here in the top of the 4th inning. Wilson popped out to Paul Bacco. His only time up. And that's in the air to left field. Not that deep, over toward the line. Ibanez a long run. And he makes the grab. 2 away. Well, last night, Junior hit himself into a category that Pops obviously is in, because Gary Sr. had over 2,000 hits. He picked up his 1,000th career base hit. He did it against Jabba Chamberlain. And how about that? There have only been 6 father-son combinations, and that includes the Bells and the Boones, because that's a grandfather, father and son combination. 6 father-son combinations who have each had 1,000 hits in the big leagues. You should be awfully proud of that.
Oh, I am very, very proud of him. I did call him about that and said driving in the run, hitting the ball up the middle, and then I just couldn't help telling him, you got to stay on that outside pitch. He struck out the next at bat. That's what I went on. So I congratulated him, and then I started talking about obviously hitting again. So we had a good conversation this morning.
Well, he needs only a little more than 1,000 hits to match you. In fact, he needs 1,009 to match you. And your 1,000th base hit took place in 1979. And Sarge was doing a little record keeping before the ball game because he wanted to make sure he was up on all of his stats as Ohlendorf checks his swing. And it's 2-2. And he said, I think I got my 1,000th hit against Don Sutton of the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And you were right. You did. Did you know what kind of hit that was?
I wanted to say it was a home run.
It was a home run.
Yeah, okay.
Ross Ohlendorf down on strikes. That finishes up the top of the 4th inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Pirates for the first time tonight. Speaking of home runs, Available with premium toppings in 3 varieties, just $3.99. McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines is ready when you are. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Home half of the 4th inning here at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies trail at 5-0. In fact, they've managed just 1 base hit against Ross Ohlendorf. As Ryan Howard struts to the plate to start things off, Phillies are looking for any kind of spark offensively. Well, I shouldn't say that because they've had a spark offensively. It's been Jimmy Rollins getting into scoring position twice, but he's been unable to score.
Hey, he has good stuff, though. He seems to have a pretty hard sinker, a little bit of a cutter or slider.
Well, there is that slider that just didn't slide down into the strike zone, so it's 1-0. Ryan walked and stole second his last time up. And he hits that one sharply right through the shift and into right center field. Just the second hit for the Phillies. Only the second time, though, in this game that they had the leadoff batter aboard.
He smokes this ball right through the shift. That's how hard Howard hits the ball. That stolen base coming on the heels of that double steal. But again, they have plenty of time to be able to come back in this ball game.
Here's Ibanez, who popped out to first his first time up. And Raul takes a fastball for strike one. It's 0-1. Sarge, after missing 20 games on the DL, 21 counting last night, how difficult will it be, or how long will it take for Ibanez to get that stroke back that he had?
Well, you know what? Just really depends. I mean, you don't expect for him to just start getting hot, but he's a good hitter.
There's a bouncer to LaRoche, and he's going to get a double play because Ohlendorf was there to cover. That's a 3-6-1 double play. The way LaRoche threw that ball to second base, I thought it was going to sail right past Jack Wilson.
Yeah, ball hit hard enough too, though, to LaRoche. Watch this here. Little one hopper as he just flicks that ball over there. This guy's got good hands. You get it around the bag. Most of these guys will be able to turn that double play. You can see his actions.
2 outs now for Jason Worth. Jason went down looking on strikes his first time up. So Raul's 0 for 2 in his first 2 at-bats back. Charlie was talking about getting him into 2 games before the All-Star break and mentioned how important it was for him to get batting practice in on Monday and Tuesday. Raul, that is. And I guess that's all part of getting his timing back to where it needs to be.
Yeah, and that's what he has to do for sure. But keep in mind, though, when you're in the minor leagues and talking with Ibanez about that, the lights are a lot different, a lot darker when you're playing in the minor leagues. And a lot of guys will say, well, go down and get your stuff together. Well, the lights here, it's like you're playing, you know, in the daytime. The minor leagues, it's like you're playing at dusk, if you will. A little different than hitting the ball. A lot of times guys have put up really good numbers pitching wise, but you got to get used to it as a hitter. And he talked about that. But again, he's a professional. He'll start to roll pretty good. You won't see him taking many first pitch fastballs like you did at second time out.
Jason the opposite way. That'll find the seats, and it remains 1-2.
Now this is how he got Worth out on the first time up. The little slider there, which was a hanging slider, but Worth not in the hitting position, so he wasn't able to recover even to foul that pitch off.
And he waves at a slider down and away, and he's down on strikes for the second time tonight. And the Phillies go down quietly here in the home 4th. We've played 4 in Philadelphia. Pirates are still leading the Phils.
home.
Well, we go to the top of the 5th inning. Phillies trail it 5-0. Cole Hamels is going to try to ride the wave that he had in the 4th inning. He retired the Pirates in order, and he's retired 5 straight, facing Andrew McCutchen, former top pick for Pittsburgh, who laced a home run his last time up into the seats in left field. McCutchen was given the everyday center field job back on June 3rd when Pittsburgh traded Nate McLeod to the Atlanta Braves. He's just 22 years old, but John Russell and the Pirates organization, they like his energy. He can cover ground out in center. And he lifts that one in the air to left center field. That's pretty deep. Ibanez is going back. He is not going to get that one. It's off the wall, and McCutchen, man, he can fly. He's already standing on second base as Victorino played that one. And that's his second extra base hit of the night.
That was a breaking ball that he hit. We'll see exactly where the pitch is that he's hit. Well, you take a look at the ball going off the wall. No chance for Ibanez. Now watch this breaking ball that he hits. That ball up in the zone. Now he thinks the ball is out. Now he's getting ready to low fly on him right there. Well, you can tell he has speed just the way that he was leaning.
And Sarge, that's now the 7th extra base hit for the Pirates. All 7 of their hits have been extra base hits.
Yeah, the ball's up in the zone, though. I mean, those are really easy balls to hit for any of the major leaguers. Balls that are coming high in the zone, or belt high, I should say, with not a lot of bite on the ball.
Well, McCutchen has stolen 6 bases. Freddie Sanchez, the batter, 11 for his last 21 with runners in scoring position. And he takes a pitch for a strike on the outside corner.
This is one of those guys that can hit. He's hit 300 before in the major leagues. Open stance at the plate.
Freddie Sanchez has been rumored to be in a handful of deals. The Seattle Mariners have been rumored to want his services. The San Francisco Giants were also a team that folks thought Freddie Sanchez might be traded to. In fact, they thought he might be traded for Jonathan Sanchez, who threw a no-hitter last night for the San Francisco Giants. Jonathan Sanchez threw his no-hitter against the San Diego Padres. It was the first no-hitter for San Francisco since John Montefiusco threw one in 1976.
Oh, 76.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was there then. I was going to say 79, but yeah, it was 76. What a good teammate too. A lot of energy. John the Count Montefiusco was his name. He would stand by the batting cage doing batting practice and tell hitters that he was going to strike them out, and he would do it with all of them. Or he'd come in and say, "Hey, I only need one today, guys." And he tried that in Cincinnati. In first inning, they scored 8.
It remains 1-2 to Freddie Sanchez. Well, speaking of that game in which John Montefiusco threw the no-hitter against the Atlanta Braves, he walked 1, struck out 4, and well, Sarge, you had a hand in that no-hitter because you had 4 putouts out in left field.
Kept saying, "Hit the ball to me, hit it to me." What's so funny about that? I tell you what, that win too in Candlestick, you can get a bad reputation there for not being able to catch the ball the way that the wind blows. Really appreciate Mays, and well, Maddox didn't win any Gold Gloves there, but he was the center fielder.
Sanchez down on strikes. Bacco fires it to first because you have to fire it because McCutchen's on second. And 1 away as the putout goes 2-3. Tomorrow, the primetime epic drama critics love. So will you. From producer Sam Raimi, MyPHL presents Legend of the Seeker, followed by Law and Order SVU on MyPHL 17. All right, Sarge, I know that the winds are really bad at Candlestick Park, but that no-hitter was in Atlanta. at Fulton County Stadium.
Oh, was it? Well, then it was hot and humid then.
And the ball could fly.
And the ball was flying out of there.
I saw highlights of that game last night. The last out was to right field. You were over in left field at the time. As Garrett Jones is the batter, and he takes a fastball outside, 2-0.
Yeah, early on I did play left field. I played right field all through the minor leagues, but because Bobby Bonds was playing right field, obviously moved on over to left.
Well, I don't know if you remember anything about that no-hitter back in 1976, but I would think as a fielder, there's a little anxiety when a guy's throwing a no-hitter.
Well, I mean, you know it, and what you're doing, I think it puts you more on alert to make sure that anything that's close that you're going to go for it and have a chance. So you are actually anticipating the ball during the course of a no-hitter.
2-0 as a towering shot to right field. It's deep but playable. McCutchen's tagging from second. Worth makes the grab. And McCutchen easily is at third. But there are 2 outs.
Really haven't seen a lot of this Jones guy, but I tell you, he seems to have some pretty good power. He's got that kind of a home run swing. He just missed from hitting that ball out of the ballpark.
You see the pitch count for Cole. That's a lot of pitches for the 5th inning.
Now, we're used to seeing Cole throwing low fastballs down in the zone on both sides of the plate, elevating it, and then with that changeup, getting them off balance.
Well, Domit's off balance on that one. A flare to right. Worth is there. And Hamill strands a runner at third base here in the 5th inning. So he's held the Pirates scoreless the last 3. Let's see if the Phillies off. Phillies offense going to try to get something going. Freddie Sanchez, before he went out to his position at second base, he and Tony Beasley, the third base coach, were chatting about something, and Freddie was pretty animated about whatever it was.
Yeah, so was Beasley as he came back. Must have said something, I don't know, maybe a hustle on the strikeout, but he looked like he was hustling and running toward first. No chance to make it, though, after that strikeout.
I wondered if he thought that McCutchen, as that ball got away from Baco, he blocked it and then had to throw to first. If he thought McCutchen could have gotten over to third on that strikeout, it would have been 1 out and he could have scored on the fly ball by Garrett Jones. I mean, that's a lot to ask, I think, but that kid's pretty quick.
Yeah, he can run. I mean, and this is the time to usually take chances, is when you are ahead in the game.
Well, 5-0 Pirates here in the bottom of the 5th. Greg Dobbs flied out to shortstop his only time up. Dobbs getting a chance to play third base tonight. This is his 6th start over at third base. Part of that is that there's a right-hander on the mound whose numbers are not great against left-handed hitters. Plus, Charlie probably wants to keep this hot bat in the lineup if he can. 0-2 the count.
Well, he just swung at that back foot slider. He took a fastball right down the middle, first pitch. Maybe just looking at the pitch. And again, as a hitter, the quicker you pick up the spin, the better it is for you.
He lays off that slider. And Dobbs went fishing, and he's down on strikes. One away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Well, Sarge, here's the strikeout of Freddie Sanchez. Now he's hustling all the way out of the box. And McCutchen was kind of glaring at Baco too. Who knows? I mean, it could have been anything that he was talking to Tony Beasley about. It could have been, you know, it could have been about making contact to try to get the runner over to third. It could have been anything.
I don't know, more contact.
Baco makes some contact here off the end of the bat, but it's right at Delwyn Young.
Pretty much ask a guy to get to third base after he's throwing, you've struck out. And then they're throwing to first. He's actually looking at you the whole way.
The 2 outs now for Cole. Popped out to left his only time up. High heat from Ohlendorf, and it's 0-1.
Good movement on that 93-mile-an-hour fastball as it tails away from the lefty. That same ball going into the right-handed batter.
Comes back with that slider, which has been pretty effective tonight against these left-handed hitters.
Yeah, he throws it so hard. That's a tough pitch to hit for not only a left-hander but right-hander. That's what Jason Worth has been getting, is a lot of those sliders. And on the right side, that ball has to start almost on the inside part of the plate for it to be a strike.
Cole pulls it foul, and he remains alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
You know, that slider, however, looks like a fastball. That's why you get guys to swing at it, especially on the right side when it's in the dirt, because it does look like a fastball. At the last minute, it darts away.
Cole now has worked the count full, 3-2. Jimmy Rollins waits on deck. Jimmy's been on base twice already tonight.
It's one of those counts where you think you're going to definitely get a fastball. Well, he has thrown some breaking balls over the plate and a lot out of the zone.
It's a fastball inside, ball 4. So Cole works out a 2-out walk. Now let's see if the Phillies can make Ohlendorf pay with that 2-out walk. John Russell in his 2nd season as the Pirates manager watched last night as Zach Duke. Well, he was outstanding through 8 innings. He gave up just 3 runs, but his team scored only 1 run for him before the 9th inning. Duke pitched a complete game, suffered the loss. Well, tonight, the Pirates offense has gotten 5 runs early. As Jimmy spins away from that breaking ball, and Domit is going to go out to the mound to talk to his right-hander.
Yeah, that's what you'd like to do, is to keep pressure on him by keeping runners on the base and see how he can handle that. Well, he's done pretty good so far, but let's see if they can get a runner on third base over there with like nobody out. See how he pitches. That's how you end up testing a lot of the young guys or pitchers that you have not seen before.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Diamondbacks put a 3 spot on the board in the bottom of the first inning. Miguel Montero, a 2-run double. They lead the Marlins 3-0. Dan Herron shut out the Marlins last night.
Boy, I got to tell you what, he was just terrific. I mean, almost having that Xbox type of pitches that, I mean, making them up as he was going. I mean, it was awful.
Yeah, they're moving all over the place.
Oh, I'm telling you, that's as a hitter, that's what you call having a nightmare. I mean, buckle up when you face those kind of pitchers.
Jimmy pops one up straight back. That'll find the seats. And it's 2-1.
Well, that's what makes it so difficult on that West Coast. You get pitchers like, you know, Lincecum, Kane, Herron last night, and I mean, ball movement and good luck.
There's still a chance that Herron could be the National League starter in this year's All-Star game.
Ball up in the zone just a little bit, borderline type of strike. J-Ro has a lot more success when that ball is near the belt area.
Another full count as Jimmy has it 3-2. Cole will be off and running on this pitch with 2 away. And Shane Victorino is in the on deck circle.
Now they've been working J-Ro inside late in the count, throwing that fastball that starts at his hip and moves back over the plate. See what he does here.
Hamels goes and he swings and misses over that slider. Is way out in front of it. And Ohlendorf gets a strikeout to finish up this 5th. We head to the 6th, still 5-0 Pirates. Ibanez and Ryan Howard. Chase returns to the Midsummer Classic for a 4th consecutive season and 4th time as a starter, while Raul looks to make his first trip to the All-Star extravaganza after a tremendous first half with his new club. Ryan Howard returns for the Home Run Derby and his 2nd All-Star appearance, and he will do it in his own backyard. And thanks to all the fans from Malvern to Maui, the Flying Hawaiian was double-clicked into the 33rd and final spot on the NL roster. Worth watching? Oh, yes, it will be, because Jason Worth has been added to the roster as well as an injury replacement. The gateway to the West is chock full of Phillies, and it is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Well, Raul Ibanez is the 3rd oldest player in Major League history to make his first All-Star game. And he will be one of the starters in the outfield. His center fielder, Shane Victorino, may be joining him in that All-Star game. We begin the top of the 6th inning, a 5-0 Pittsburgh lead. It'll be Delwyn Young, Adam LaRoche, and Andy LaRoche for the Pirates. Cole allowed 3 runs in the first, 2 in the second. He's allowed 3 home runs already tonight, including 1 by Young, who rolls one to third, backhanded nicely by Dobbs. He's so used to Pedro over there at third base, but Dobbs did a nice job going over a step or two to make that play. And you see the comparison. You know, Cole has 5 strikeouts, but Ohlendorf has only allowed the 2 hits tonight, and he hasn't allowed the Phillies really to string together any kind of inning.
No, he's been really, when he gets guys on, been able to get out of it. He does have the 3 walks, but has not hurt him.
Here's Adam LaRoche, who's 0 for 2. And out in front of that changeup, and it's 0-1.
See, when he gets that changeup down, he got good movement on it, and a lot more difficult for the hitters to hit. When that ball is up in the zone, for whatever reason, it has a tendency to straighten out, and it's just almost like it's you're soft tossing, if you will. But when he gets it down, I mean, the hitters are off balance on it, and he has movement.
Should be an easy play for Ryan Howard. And he flips it to the waist of Hamels. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Braves have taken a 2-0 lead over the Rockies in the top of the second inning. Brooks Conrad, an RBI and a run scored. They said that Ryan Church should be in Colorado for tonight's ball game. He was traded for Jeff Francoeur yesterday. Francoeur already has a couple RBIs for the Mets tonight. And Francoeur, they had some quotes from Denver yesterday, and he said, well, the trade doesn't surprise me as much as where I'm being traded to.
Right. Same division.
And as he said, to the Braves' biggest rival.
Well, it'll be strange once he gets back to that ballpark in Atlanta and play them there with that different uniform.
1-2 the count to Andy LaRoche. Oh, nice. Did he grab it? No, he missed it.
Oh,
fan in the first row in the Hall of Fame club. It looked like he had it all lined up, and it dropped right below him.
Oh, they get all over him. It doesn't matter who you are. You drop the ball, and everybody seems to know your name there.
And LaRoche is down swinging. A 1-2-3 6th inning for Cole Hamels. His second clean inning of the night. Middle of the 6th, 5-0 Pirates. Buy Ford Fusion Hybrid, the most fuel-efficient midsize. Drive one today. Buy Bud Light with just the right taste that never fills you up. The difference is drinkability. And buy Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEFF-NOW. Well, the crowd is cheering because Vice President Joe Biden and his wife Jill were just recognized on the video board in front of the sold-out crowd. There they are.
Yeah, he's usually talking, not talking to anyone tonight.
Victorino takes one for a strike. He's just enjoying the game, Sarge.
Had the opportunity to ride to Washington from Philadelphia with him and his wife. Actually, we picked them up in Delaware.
Victorino in the air to right field. And he's going to be retired for the third time in this ball game. Oh, we just mentioned that the Braves and the Rockies were playing tonight. Speaking of those Rockies, Tuesday, August 4th, they'll be in town to start a 3-game series. The final game, all fans will receive a Raul Ibanez Pride of the Phillies poster, compliments of Citizens Bank. That is, of course, a Citizens Bank Business Person Special. After the game, kids can run the bases thanks to Modell Sporting Goods. You can log on to Phillies.com, make your purchase today for all 3 games of that series against the Rockies. Here's Chase, who's 0 for 2. Chase is flied out to left. He's also grounded out to LaRoche over first. He's been hitless only on one ball game in this homestand. That's how consistent he has been. Seems like the only category in the National League that he does not lead all second basemen are hits. Freddie Sanchez, who's playing second base for the Pirates, he leads in hits. And it's 2-1 to Chase.
Well, you're talking the complete player. I mean, you gotta have Chase up the top of the list. And there's some bona fide good second baseman, but all the way around, I mean, you gotta want to take Chase Utley. Oh, this guy's been able to pitch breaking balls when he's down in the count. That's one of the things that has helped him out. It hasn't become so predictable, being able to look at just fastballs. Struck J-Ro out on a 3-2 breaking ball. Hard slider.
Hughes shot up the third base line. LaRoche bare hands, throws off balance. Utley safe. A swinging butt up the third base line.
Boy, and he actually kept it fair. You couldn't have rolled it out there any better. Then the left-handed hitter has the advantage because he has that one step on that left side. And when you hit him like you do here, I mean, you just literally smell that hit, running as hard as you can. That's a pretty good play, however, but the speed that Utley has, no chance to get. Now, see how far he has to come. The ball is just slow. You can see, really, he should have just put that one in his pocket.
So Chase is on first. He took a big breath as he stood on the first base bag. He's probably a little frustrated with that swing, although he'll take the base hit. Here's Ryan, and Ryan takes a slider inside.
Yeah, he's been effective tonight because he's been around the plate. And when you're around the plate, you're going to get hitters swinging at a lot of your pitches that may not be strikes. Been throwing some first pitch quality strikes with some movement on them.
Line drive over the glove of Sanchez into right field. Utley stops at second. He had to wait to see if Sanchez might come up with that in the air. And Ryan now with his second hit of the night.
Boy, he's just smoked that ball past Sanchez right there. Now look how hard he hits the ball. Now, this is not very far by him, but he hits it so hard with the top spin, no chance for Sanchez. Sanchez thinking that he should have caught that ball. Ball's hit too hard, though. Almost got to be in front of that to be able to stop that. You dive and catch that from the side, that's just going into your glove.
So now Raul's 0 for 2. And the first time tonight that he hasn't gotten a first pitch fastball to start the at bat off.
Well, too, though, he knows in a situation like this that Amanya is looking dead red, which is fastball. So he started him off with a slider. You see action now in the Pittsburgh bullpen.
That's Jesse Chavez, who's getting ready to throw in the pen for the Pirates. And Raul sends one in the air to center field. McCutchen on the run. He's not going to get it. It's off the base of the wall. Utley's going to score. Howard's being held at third. It's an RBI double by Raul Ibanez. He's back, and Dr. Biden loves it. And the Phillies are on the board. RBI number 60 for Raul. And now the Phillies finally got something stirring offensively. And if you're wondering about where Howard was, he had to wait because Chase was waiting to see if that ball was going to be caught.
Yeah, there's a couple different ways they could have actually done it, but thinking maybe they were going to both tag up as the ball hits the bottom of the fence. You know, guys could tag up, and also they could be halfway, but that's up to the runner. That's why it's so important when you're on the bases, take a look at the fielders to see exactly where they're playing. So when that ball is hit, you don't even have to look at it. You can just go on and take off and go on and get home. I mean, we could see from here that he wasn't going to be able to catch that ball, but you got to be able to tell from down there.
There's Charlie talking to Rich Doobie. They're talking about who they're going to bring into the ball game, because you figure if this rally continues, Cole's spot in the order is going to come up. There is Cole Hamels. His night might be done after 6 innings.
Yeah, he kind of looked like he was getting ready to ride himself. Looked like he was throwing the ball a little bit better.
There's Chad Durbin loosening up. Jason Worth, the batter. And he takes a slider down and away.
Now, one of the good things about Jason, though, he does adapt from at bat to bat. He's getting better at that. You know, again, that hard breaking ball is going to have to start almost at him in order for it to be a strike and up in the zone. So he's got to look up in the zone on this guy.
2-0.
Now, see, before he was swinging at those hard sliders that were in the dirt.
Joe Kerrigan just ventured back to the dugout after talking to Ross Ollendorf. He's the Pirates pitching coach.
He has the luxury here to look for a fastball, but if it's inside, you got to get the head out.
It's a breaking ball, and it's 3-0. 3 straight breaking balls.
Yeah, he would have got me on that second one. I can guarantee you that.
You would have been flailing?
I would have been hacking at that.
Greg Dobbs waits on deck.
Well, he's showing you really good discipline. You know, again, we've seen Jason do that.
See his numbers with runners on third, less than 2 outs. And Charlie looked like he may have been giving Jason the green light. He takes it for ball 4. The bases are loaded. And John Russell has a decision to make. His right-hander has less than 100 pitches tonight, but he's in a pickle right now here at the bottom of the 6th inning.
Going over options right now with the pitching coach, Joe Kerrigan. They always have pitchers that are available. There could be some not available.
So here's Dobbs, 0 for 2 this evening. The bases are loaded with 1 out here at the bottom of the 6th inning. A big spot right now in this game.
Huge.
They play the infield for 2. And Dobbs takes one in tight. 1-0.
See, this is what we were talking about earlier, having men on base to be able to test Ross there, a pitcher that's throwing. Well, a little different situation when you do have guys on base. That's how you're able to tell what a guy's made out of on the mound and also at the plate.
All right, now it's 2-0 with the bases loaded. You expect that there's got to be a fastball here again from Ollendorf, but if you're Dobbs, you take it.
Well, he's thrown 6 balls in a row.
Right.
I'm taking in this situation. I want to make him throw a strike. See Mayberry as he's grabbing a bat up there. But when you take it, though, you got to take it like you're going to hit it. You know, where it's meaningful for you.
He doesn't take it. He sends it in the air to straightaway center field. It's going to be deep enough to score Howard. McCutchen makes the grab. Ibanez heading to third. It's a sac fly for Dobbs, and the Phillies are now within 3.
Well, it looks like Mr. Russell has seen enough. He's pointing toward the bullpen.
So Chavez, who throws pretty hard, is going to be the new pitcher for the Pirates. Ross Ollendorf lifted here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 5-2 game. We've got a pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park and a little more energy in the crowd. Runners on, 2 away. Ross Ollendorf's night is done, and Jesse Chavez into his 42nd game for Pittsburgh. No wins, 3 losses, a 3.22 ERA. The opposition, though, has had a tough time getting base hits against him lately. He's only allowed 2 hits in his last 22 innings of work. And he could bring it. Facing now Paul Bacco with runners on the corners. Bacco's 0 for 2. He's got Ibanez on third, Worth on first. And he delivers a fastball wide, 1-0. Bacco is a lifetime .231 hitter. And Ross Ollendorf, who walked 4 tonight in 5 2/3, has given up 2 runs. And the 2 runners on base are his responsibility. It's a pretty good idea to keep an eye on Jason Worth, because Jason has stolen 12 bases this year. He might be thinking, all right, I'm going to try to get into scoring position here.
Well, Davey will have the times on what he is through home plate. Again, if he's around 1-1 or 1-2, you don't go. 1-3, 1-4, you get on your horse. There's Davey.
Slowed him up a little bit, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
They threw him a fastball there at 93 and come back with a changeup, and Bacco almost spun himself in the ground there. But when guys throw hard, hitters are thinking they want to get the head out. But again, you want to have slow feet, and your hands will be quick.
Flew out in front of that one too, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, I don't know if he was out in front of that. I think he might have been a little tardy.
He was tardy on that one. It was a changeup. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Well, I'm just looking at the way the ball was fouled and where it hit him there on the hands. Usually the changeup you're out in front of.
Last year with the Reds hit a career high 6 home runs. Drove in 35, played a lot of games. And he lines one toward right center field. That's going to be in for a base hit. Worth around second. He'll hold up there. It's an RBI single for Baco as Ibanez crosses the plate. And the Phillies have certainly made this a game. It is 5-3 Pirates.
Well, good clutch hitting by Baco as he gets the head out on an 83-mile-an-hour changeup as he drives the ball into right center. Ball had a little bit of spin on it as it hit the ground. Nevertheless, line drive hit as he picks up another RBI, his second since joining the field. I'll take this out here. The location, he drops the head right there on it. There's a spin I'm talking about. Ibanez able to just go on and trot in. Anytime you get a 2-out base hit, got to be feeling good about yourself. I know Charlie definitely does, as this game is right back to being very manageable.
So Cole goes 6 innings tonight. He allowed 5 runs in the first 2 innings. 7 hits, all extra base hits. His night is done. John Mayberry Jr. is the pitch hitter. Charlie spent a lot of time today talking about John Mayberry. Folks asking if he was going to stay up here and be the right-handed bat off the bench. Charlie said he's going to get a look.
Well, he's got to start hitting that ball hard up the middle and the other way. It's a given. This kid can pull the ball and hit the ball out of the ballpark. Fastballs that are in.
Fastball in. He takes it for strike 1.
And I hope he wasn't looking for something that he can't hit, which is that slider. Good young players, when they come up, the one thing they can hit is the fastball. He was on his heels on that fastball, meaning not in good position to be able to pull the trigger.
Charlie was talking about something, Sarge, you've talked about with John Mayberry Jr. People wonder if the young player, experience-wise a young player, can stay up in the big leagues as a 4th outfielder, a guy that would normally need to play every day to get himself to be mature enough to be an everyday player. Charlie said, well, there's a lot of ways around that, including playing winter ball.
Oh, yeah, that's a must for me. For him, don't know if he's thinking about it.
Slider swung on and missed.
There's the example that I'm talking about, being able to pull off of that. Now, the one thing, too, about playing in winter ball, as you take a look at this slider, now watch his position on it. See, his hips are gone. Now he's looking as if that's an inside fastball. When your hips clear on that, forget about it. That's that strikeout that Junior had last night that we went over. But, again, been there, done that. That's why it's easy to talk about it up here.
Lays off 3-2, and the runners will be off.
But you make a good point about that winter ball, where a lot of times now players think that is punishment to go to winter ball, where I thought it was an honor to go to that particular country to be able to play.
Jimmy waiting on deck, hoping for a chance here in the 6th inning. If he gets a chance, that means the tying run could be in scoring position, unless John Mayberry takes care of that here. Runners go. 3-2, looped. Right center field. McCutchen looks over, and he's there. And he makes the catch, and the inning is over. But the Phillies came back to score at 3. They strand 2. We head to the 7th. New pitcher for the Phillies coming up.
There's the first home run. That was down and in the first inning, and then a 2-run home run by Delwyn Young. And then McCutchen, who they really like, this kid they think has a chance to be a good player, he hit a 2-run home run. And then in the 6th inning, Phillies came back, though. A couple men on base. Raul Ibanez in his 3rd at bat just misses a 3-run home run as he hit it at the base of the 409. And that triggered a 3-run inning for the Phils. So all of a sudden, we got a ball game here after 6 and a beautiful night at Citizens Bank Park. There are those home runs. Garrett Jones had his in the 1st inning, and then the other 2-run home runs that followed. And Raul Ibanez, a big RBI double that really kind of woke the whole place up when he hit that ball to dead center field. Chad Durbin will take over for the Phils, Tommy.
Well, the bullpen for the Phillies has allowed just 2 earned runs on this homestand so far. Phillies are 7-1 on this homestand, and now Durbin goes to work his 39th game, 1-2, with a 4.09 ERA. Facing Jack Wilson, then a pinch hitter, and Andrew McCutchen. Wilson is 0 for 2. He's popped to Baco, and he's flied to left. Back toward the middle, and that's going to sneak into center. And Wilson's aboard with a leadoff single here at the top of the 7th inning. Well, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Jeff Salazar is going to be the pinch hitter for the Pirates here in the top of the 7th inning. Salazar 0 for 3 this year. John Grabo is up and loosening in the bullpen for Pittsburgh, and that's because John Russell wants to switch around the 2 Phillies switch hitters to start the home 7th, and then he's got the lefties to deal with.
The Phillies need to keep the momentum on their side now, not give up anything here in this inning. Crowd's back in the game.
Wheels, did you go downstairs and get Vice President Biden's autograph? A lot of other folks have been doing that tonight.
No, I really didn't think that was appropriate.
2-0 the count. He has been very gracious tonight with his time in between innings. There is Vice President Joe Biden and his wife Jill. He has been signing autographs, taking a lot of pictures.
Well, that has always been his reputation. As, you know, as a senator, he's a good guy, one of the good guys. Likes people. Local guy. I mean, you know, he's been born up in the Scranton Wilkes-Barre area, of course, and Reared in Delaware.
Well, 3-0 now the count to Salazar with nobody out in the top of the 7th inning. And Durbin delivers a fastball at 91 for strike 1.
And nobody knows more than Chad Durbin how important it is to have a clean inning here and not give up anything. There's Andrew McCutchen, who's has a home run in this game and a double to left center. He hit a couple balls hard off Cole.
Outside, ball 4. Runners on 1st and 2nd now to start the 7th. What do you think they would want McCutchen to do here, Wills? Are they going to have him try to bunt the runners up?
You know what? I wouldn't say that they wouldn't, Tom. I think you really have to watch for it, especially with a guy like Freddie Sanchez on deck, who's a contact hitter. You don't expect to strike him out, and he has a heck of a chance to knock in a run for them.
And that is what the bullpen has done during this homestand that's coming into this game this evening. 2 runs in 19 2/3, and what the starters have done. And it all equates to a 2.25 ERA for the pitching staff.
And you have to be careful with McCutchen here, too, if he does bunt, because he can run. Scott Air or Warmio, you got to take the out if he bunts.
He does show bunt, and he takes a pitch low.
Sometimes with fast guys, you know, you get a little bit cute out there and think about doing too much, hesitate. Next thing you know, you get bases loaded, nobody out.
Bunts at it, takes it for a strike.
Phillies had the wheel play on that time. Jimmy Rollins on his way to third base. which means that Dobbs is supposed to charge. And then you have a chance to, if you're the third baseman catch, you have a chance to fire to third and get him there.
Yeah, Wilson is a very good base runner. He doesn't run as well as he used to run. He's at second base. Salazar's at first. McCutchen swinging away. Dobbs has it. Goes to second for one, and they're not going to get the double play. McCutchen flies. I wonder if Greg should have tried to go maybe to third to get the lead runner. Maybe a clean throw could have gotten the double play, the clean throw to second base.
Well, you got to know the runner, and we just talked about how fast McCutchen is. In my opinion, maybe you step on third.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
And then you keep him out of score. See, he doesn't charge because they took the wheel play off. Now, you know, you see how far he has to go, and you're not going to get a double play if you go back and step on third, because the throw is just too awkward. You're not going to be able to get anything on it to try and throw it to first. He thought he had an around the horn double play, and it didn't work out.
Well, now the infielders will meet behind the mound.
Well, this is about the runner going from first.
You know, it's odd. You look at McCutchen, and Charlie Manuel's already thrown in the signs to his infielders and what he wants to do. McCutchen, he's only stolen 6 bases this year. I mean, he's gotten on base a lot too. He's only stolen 6. He hasn't been caught yet.
Well, you know, he's a young player, and you know, there's a lot to learn up here in all phases of the game, and base stealing's another one of them. But he has tremendous athletic ability, and they feel he'll be able to do a lot.
So here's Freddie Sanchez, 0 for 3 in this ball game.
Sanchez makes contact, so they're going to play for a double play. He doesn't run all that well, so if you can get a ball hit hard at somebody, you get a shot at one. Problem with Sanchez is he's also likely to hit a fly ball here and get him another run, because he rarely strikes out.
Makes a little contact there in the count. 1 ball and 1 strike to Sanchez. Freddie Sanchez 6 for 12, getting the runner home from third with less than 2 outs. He's grounded into 8 double plays.
Yeah, that's what I mean about him making contact.
He fights it off, and it's 1 and 2.
He struck out 46 times. I'm a little surprised it's that high. But he does seem to make a lot of contact, and he doesn't run all that well, and that's why you have a chance to double a guy like this.
Oh boy, that one went right around the black of the inside corner. He nearly got Sanchez looking on strikes there.
And that's, as Tom said, that pitch is not a strike because it goes around the plate, and you can see
McCutchen's off and running on that one, and the ball's dropped by Baca. They had no chance.
Yeah, it's a stolen base.
So runners on second and third. Well, now let's see what they do with the infield. They may have to play the infield up.
Yeah, they probably will, because they don't want to give up another run here on a cheap ground. Charlie hates to do this, because if you shoot 1 through, you can get 2. Hates to play the infield in, especially in the 7th inning.
Ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
They got this left-handed hitter coming up, so you're probably going to see Scott Air.
Here comes Charlie. That's going to be it for Chad Durbin. So a tough predicament for the Phillies bullpen here. Bases loaded, 1 out. And Charlie's going to bring in his lefty, Scott Air, to pitch to the left-handed hitting Garrett Jones when we return. Of a lifetime. It's from January 20th till the 24th, 2010 in Clearwater, Florida. The package includes hotel accommodations, fantasy game versus the Legends at Bright House Networks Field, Phillies uniform, and so much more. You can call now at 610-520-3400. Space is limited. In fact, I heard today that things are moving pretty quickly for Phillies fantasy camp. So you want to call right now. Well, tough spot for Scott Air, his 27th game. He comes into a bases loaded jam with one out, and Garrett Jones is the scheduled hitter.
It's really a tough spot because he hasn't pitched much and he has no wiggle room. You know, bases loaded, there are the numbers on it, but you know, the majority of that, of course, is before he went on the disabled list.
Chad Durbin got it out here in the 7th inning, but the bases are loaded and all 3 runners are his responsibility. So the Phillies bullpen has been just unbelievable during this homestand. And Air has stranded 12 of the 16 runners he has inherited this year. He was a little rusty his last time out, his first time out off of the DL. Charlie wanted to get him into that ball game just to shake the rust off. Jones 1 for 3. And the Phillies play the infield at double play depth here with one out in the top of the 7th.
You're worried about, you know, to have trouble throwing strikes. You know, and this is set up for a left-handed relief pitcher right now with this guy up, Jones, and then Doman, who you want to bat right-handed.
Jones is hitting over, excuse me, yeah, Jones is hitting over 300 against lefties. His home run tonight was his 3rd against left-handed pitching this season. And it's 3-0. He's not missing by much, but he's a little low with the last couple of pitches. Wilson is on 3rd. McCutcheon's on 2nd. And around at 1st is Freddie Sanchez in a 2-run game. There's Domet waiting on deck. And there's a strike with a count 3-0.
That one's almost low. That's really close.
That was a lot like the second pitch that they called a ball, which I thought was pretty close to the knees. And there's ball 4. And Air is just forced in a run, and the Pirates take a 6-3 lead.
Worried about that when he came in, you know, that he's going to be rusty. And this is a tough spot to come in when you haven't pitched much. It's the right thing to do to use a left-hander here, but you're dealing with a guy who hasn't pitched, and he has no room for error, and there's a run in.
Well, that's the third walk of the inning now by the Phillies, and Aaron now will face Ryan Domit with the bases loaded, and he misses inside. Run that scored, Chad's responsibility. Broke his bat, roller to third. Dobbs boots it, picks it up, and he gets Domit at first, but a run scores. As McCutcheon crosses the plate, makes it a 7-3 game. Well, that was certainly a double play ball. Even though he broke Domit's bat, Domit doesn't run that well. But it's a fielder's choice, 5-3 on the put out.
Yeah, it's a dead double play ball because it was a hard one hopper right at him, and it would have been easy around the horn double play.
Two runs in, 2 outs.
So a couple walks in this inning, and not real good defense.
Little looper to right center field. Going back is Utley, gets his bearings, and he makes the catch, and the inning is over. So the Pirates strand 2, but they get 2 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. A lot of pressure on Wheels for this one. Time now for the Dodge Stump the Fans trivia quiz answer. Who was the Phillies catcher that started the 1979 All-Star game because of an injury to Ted Simmons?
Bob Boone?
Bob Boone is correct.
That was easy.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans.
Thanks to John DeSangro for the occasional cookie. I appreciate it.
John Graybo is the new pitcher for the Pirates, 38th game. And the left-hander faces the top of the order. And the Pirates scored 2 runs at the top of the 7th, so it's now a 4-run deficit again for the Phillies. They were down 5-0 at one point.
Yeah, it's one of those momentum swings right there.
And there's a liner to left center field. That's going to be in for a base hit. McCutcheon got to it quickly, and Jimmy's going to have to put the brakes on. That's his second hit of the evening.
Yeah, that's a heck of a play by McCutcheon, and you certainly don't want to risk getting thrown out second base. You know, if you're in a game where 1 run is really huge, you might try and stretch that. But in that case, But he's really quick. We've been talking about his athleticism, and look at the jump he got on that. Then it took a nice hop for him. Wheels, throws, and the throw is right. He'd have been out. He would have been out if he tried to go there, no matter what. Good play.
Victorino 0 for 3 tonight, batting right-handed for the first time. Shane is now 3 for 7 in the series. And he flares one to left field. Jones coming on. Wilson is back. What a play by Jack Wilson. And his throw to first, they just doubled up Jimmy Rollins. Oh, man, what an amazing play by Jack Wilson.
Now, he's known for that. I mean, Jack Wilson can make acrobatic plays with any shortstop in Major League Baseball. Just don't hear about him that much because he's with the Pirates. Wow, and look at this throw, where he pops up a one-hopper and it's right on the bag. Man, what an athletic, great play by Jack Wilson. Look at his eyes, how big they're getting. Did I get him?
Yeah.
And Jimmy Rollins makes plays like that. He's even going, how did I do that?
That was as good a play as a shortstop was going to make.
You know, you see a lot of highlights of Jack Wilson making plays at short. You know, he's flipping balls over his head, behind his back on double plays, and he's just a great athlete.
I didn't think he'd get out there to make that catch. I thought that was Jones's ball or nobody's ball.
Or nobody's ball. Well, that's a killer right there. I mean, that's set first and second, nobody out, and maybe here you go.
I want to know the count to Chase, who is 1 for 3. Well, the Phillies are spoiled. Phillies fans are spoiled with what Jimmy Rollins does at shortstop. And you kind of sit there and wonder every once in a while as Chase is hit by his 13th pitch this year.
Now, Jimmy Rollins, you know, he sees this. Now, if it drops in, you know, Jones is right there maybe to field it. He's got to make sure he gets a second. Now, he sees that like, you can't tell me he caught that. Just shakes his head like, wow. As a shortstop, I mean, he knows how hard that play was.
Yeah, you saw the kind of position that he was in. I mean, Wheels, you just mentioned it, that just when he sped up, you were saying that he's got to make sure he gets the second.
Well, yeah, if that ball drops on one quick hop, Garrett Jones can pick it up, throw him out at second. So you're kind of caught in no man's land, and you don't expect Wilson to make that play over his shoulder, and then you don't expect him to pop up and throw a one-hop seed to first like that. They're all tied. Jimmy's asked, well, what did he do? You know, because he probably couldn't see it exactly.
One and one the count to Ryan.
And I'm sure the Pirates have so many replays and things they have in their vault. Jack Wilson making spectacular plays over the years because he is really good.
They were about to say that, you know, we're spoiled watching Jimmy every day. And there's some good ones out there, obviously. And he leads shortstops in double plays.
Oh, yeah, he's hard to even touch. When he comes across the bag, they're sliding it air. He's very he really can maneuver around that bag.
There goes Utley. The pitch is taken for a ball on the check swing. No throw to second base. And Utley now has stolen 11 consecutive bases without being caught. He's 9 for 9 this year. And it's 3-2 to Ryan. Raul Ibanez waits on deck. Ball 4, and Ryan walks for the second time tonight, the fourth time in this series. How big is that double play by Wilson now?
Yeah, you know, you just don't know what happens after that, but you know, if it happens the way it's just happened, you got bases loaded, a run in, and nobody out.
Well, now with 2 outs, here's Raul Ibanez. An RBI double his last time up, just barely missed his 23rd home run.
hanger there and went after it.
One and two. Another slider. That one was up too, but it was a little farther away from Ibanez.
Right. Yeah, that first one was the hit me slider.
And Raul down on strikes. Another slider from Graybo, and the Phillies strand two here in the bottom of the 7th inning because of that guy, Jack Wilson. An amazing defensive play on a ball hit by Shane Victorino. Jimmy Rollins isn't often doubled up on. Phillies baseball is brought to you by AT&T. Your world delivered by Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines is ready when you are. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. And by Bud Light, with just the right taste that never fills you up. The difference is drinkability. Top of the 8th inning, Phillies trail it by 4. It's 7-3. Adam LaRoche leads it off against Scott Air.
Probably has one hitter here.
Yeah, Tyler Walker is up and loosening in the pen for the Phillies.
Nobody up in the bullpen for the Pirates at this point.
Phillies were down 5-0 after the 2nd inning. There's Tyler Walker. They scored 3 in the bottom of the 6th. They really had worked themselves back into this game.
Well, they had some momentum swings in this game, and you know there were a couple in that inning. Pirates taking the lead, and then that play by Wilson.
And they were still talking about it in between innings in the dugout.
He was wired when he got in that dugout. You know, he's an emotional player anyway, and he was buzzing. And why not when you make a play like that? He's one of the few guys they have left, you know, that have been around for a while. One of their few veteran guys.
LaRoche pulls it toward Ryan. And that's the first out here in the top of the 8th. Well, the Arizona Diamondbacks are leading the Marlins right now 4-1. That's good news for the Phillies, and they will be here in Philadelphia Tuesday, August 18th. 3 games. Now the middle game, that 19th, is already sold out. But if you want to come see the Phillies in August before your kids get back to school, the Tuesday 18th and the Thursday the 20th game Both seats still available for those ball games. So log on to Phillies.com. Make your purchase today. 1 out. Andy LaRoche, the batter, and Scott Ayers still in the game.
Yeah.
And LaRoche bounces it toward third. It's a foul ball. Andy LaRoche is 1 for 3 tonight. He's doubled and scored a run. Dodgers waited a long time. Well, I guess in baseball terms, a long time. A couple of years for Andy LaRoche to kind of establish himself as their everyday third baseman.
Yeah, he was one of those guys in the farm system that you heard so much about, along with Matt Kemp and Matt Kemp and Loney and Martin. And he just didn't make it. And then they wound up putting Casey Blake down there and did a heck of a job for them.
And then signed him to an extension, and they felt like Andy LaRoche was expendable. To right center field, this is well hit. Victorino on the run, sprinting back, and that one is off the base of the wall. Gets away from Shane, and LaRoche is around second, heading to third. Here's the throw by Shane on one hop, and he is safe at third base. And when Shane let that ball go, I wondered as it went over the head of the cutoff man if it had a chance, and it really did have a chance.
Yeah. It was good base running too by LaRoche as he saw that go off the base of the wall and then bounce away from Victorino. Figured he had a shot at it. Here it is, and he plays it great in his home park, but it bounced the other way. You know, he backed off and hoped it would bounce back to him, and it went the other way. But he has such a strong arm, an accurate arm, and he does make a play out of it right there. And Dobbs makes a tag on the helmet, but he had already beaten the play. Here it is, another look at it.
That was a pretty good throw. Now the infield is all the way in with Jack Wilson at the plate. Almost got him. Wilson dribbled a single through the middle his last time up, and that started that 2-run rally for Pittsburgh.
A lot of extra base hits tonight for the Pirates. You know, a team that's really been struggling offensively. They have 8 extra base hits, including 3 homers.
Yeah, the only regular hit is the one that Wilson had his last time up.
Yeah, 9 hits, 8 of them for extra bases. You should score some runs when you do that.
Charlie's crew will finish up this series tomorrow afternoon here at the ballpark. Jay Happ will get the start for the Phillies. It is a 1:35 start.
Umpires did a nice job on that play too. The way they rotate, you know, umpires have to be somewhere on every play too. And with that ball in the position that it was, the home plate umpire Greg Gibson was the guy making the call down there at third base, and the first base umpire was at home plate, while the other 2 guys were out in the outfield. And that was just showing some of the teamwork that they have on every play.
Squeeze is on. Wilson bunts it in the air behind home plate and out of play.
Whether Ayers saw that, he can't see it as a left-handed pitcher, but whether someone yelled, because he intentionally threw that thing up and in, and that's the toughest pitch to bunt, especially when you're a veteran like a Scott Ayers. If you sense that or know it's coming, you throw it up and in, and it's really hard to put that baby in play. You watch where this pitch is. You know, with a left-hander, he can't see him, but they may have yelled, you know, someone's yelling squeeze, and that thing was right at Jack Wilson. And his job is to get there. Watch this. That's a good job, throwing it up and in like that to him. If he bunts through that, he's got it right in the chest.
Wilson swings away, and he pops it foul again. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He's probably a great guy to bunt with for John Russell. You know, because you don't see the squeeze very often, because few guys can execute it because they just don't do it nowadays, and so many things go wrong with the squeeze. It looks great when it works, but It doesn't work that often.
Yeah, the timing of it is one of the biggest things, is when you sell it.
Right, and to get the bunt down, it's hard.
Swinging away again, pops it up. First base side. Baco. Good job by Scott Air with a runner at third.
Graybo's going to hit here, too. They still have this 4-run lead, of course, and they want to leave him in the game.
Well, take a listen to this.
Somebody else
from the dugout, isn't it?
Well,
you hear the echo almost.
It could have been the dugout, or it could have been one of the infielders. Yeah, and you know, if a pitcher can hear that, and if he can just hear it early enough, just that split second, he can throw that thing up and in like that, the way he did. And if you get that down, it's a miracle.
Well, Air against Graybo does not have an at bat this year, and it's it for strike one. The Phillies are trying to keep this at a 4-run game. See Graybo 0 for 4 during his major league career. He's got LaRoche over at third. And it's 0-2. And he pulls it toward Ryan Howard. And that's going to be the inning. So Air strands a runner at third. LaRoche got there with 1 out. And the Pirates can't add the insurance run. So we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Phillies trailing it by 4. Or even win it. They're down 7-3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and well, that's what happened so far on this homestand, at least the Red Series, and then the first game against Pittsburgh. Tomorrow we wrap up this homestand on MyPHL 17, the All-Star game, and a 3-day break before the Phillies head to Florida to take on the Marlins. 4 games, 3 night games and a day game. 2 on Comcast Sportsnet, 2 on MyPHL 17, and you know, at this point the Phillies have a 3-game lead over the Florida Marlins. Now the Marlins are losing tonight. The Phillies, of course, are losing here tonight. The Braves are winning their game 3-0. Those are the 2 closest teams to the Phillies in the division. Braves are 5 games back coming into tonight's game. Jason Worth leads it off against Graybo. Jason's 0 for 2, a couple strikeouts and a walk this evening. Pedro Feliz is on deck for the Phillies. Evan Meek, a right-hander, had been loosening up for the Pirates, but nobody's up loosening now.
Right, the Pirates showed you, there's Feliz. Pirates showed you in that half inning that just concluded that they want Graybo in the game because they didn't hit for him. Figuring they had a 3-run lead. John Russell must feel he has the pitcher in the game that he wants, and the hardest hits to get are 2-out hits anyway. And their bench is pretty left-handed. So everything right there factored into Graybo going up to home plate and making that out and going back out to pitch.
And Jason is down on strikes. He went after a changeup. He struck out 3 times tonight. And for Graybo, that's his second strikeout. John Russell just looking to see who the Phillies are bringing up here.
There's a changeup. It was not a strike, and it really fooled him.
It'll be Pedro Feliz pitch hitting for Greg Dobbs. One and one the count to Pedro. Pedro had some pretty good numbers last year as a pinch hitter. There were some games where, particularly when his back was bothering him, where he didn't really play the field. He's played a lot this year, and he skies one to right. The ball actually traveled farther than I thought. And there are 2 away. And now lead things for Paul Bacco. Bacco's RBI single in the 6th inning with 2 outs. Well, at the time, it was a big play because the Phillies pulled within 2. But then they gave up 2 runs in the top of the 7th inning. Pittsburgh was up by 4. Charlie talked today about always liking Paul Bacco as a backup catcher. He said at one point, before he was the manager of the Phillies, he was scouting for the Phillies and looking at some potential free agents. He was going from place to place, seeing guys, and Bacco was one of those guys.
Yeah, he's always been a good catcher, caller of the game, thrower, and you know, not much of an offensive player. But he got a big hit here tonight. You know, he's hit some balls hard since he's been with the Phillies. But he's not a guy you think about getting a lot of hits. Looks like a left-handed Chris Coast up there.
Well, he's down on strikes, and it's a 1-2-3 8th inning for Graybo. So the Phillies go down quietly in their half of the 8th. We head to the 9th. Totally different story than last. Well, Pedro Feliz stays in the ball game to play third base for the Phillies. He pinch hit for Greg Dobbs, and Tyler Walker is in the game for the 9th time this year. No wins, no losses, a 1.80 ERA. So Walker will try to retire the Pirates here, give the Phillies one more chance. in the top of the ninth. The Phillies bullpen has been so good on this homestand, and the starters have been so good on this homestand that we haven't seen guys in multiple games, in back-to-back games, that often. As Vice President Joe Biden continues to sign autographs.
He's hanging in there, huh?
There's Andrew McCutchen lead things off.
Figured he'd be gone by now. Beat the traffic.
He said, Jill, did you see I just signed a Tasmanian Devil Phillies shirt?
Well, there's all kinds of lines there, but I'm not going to.
See McCutchen's night. He's had a good night. 2-run home run back in the second. And it's 2-1 to him.
Yeah, they got off to a fast start tonight, the Pirates. There's a Tasmanian Devil shirt.
You have one of those wheels?
No.
Come on.
Old Taz.
Oh, yeah.
That's some
He's
autograph.
got the Vice President's signature on the Tasmanian Devil shirt. The ball hit hard, and Jimmy still has to hurry to get McCutchen.
Look at this. That is outstanding.
Wait a minute. That doesn't
Tony
say,
Orlando.
That doesn't say Joe Biden.
He must have signed it somewhere else. I'm thinking that's a long autograph.
Well, the story continues then. Honey, I signed a Tasmanian Devil Phillies t-shirt tonight, and on the other shoulder was a signature by Tony Orlando.
Where was Don?
Freddie Sanchez now the batter. He's 0 for 3.
We'll tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree, huh? Go ahead, Tommy, sing it for us. On second thought.
That's long before my time.
Yeah, I got you.
1-1 the count to Sanchez. Now the Toyota Major League scoreboard. Diamondbacks now lead the Marlins 5-1. Justin Upton strikes again.
Boy, Dan Herron was good in that game last night.
We were talking about that, just how the ball was moving all over the place.
Well, he's got a great split. Dan Herron, you know, the Diamondbacks are having some bad years, but Dan Herron is really good. Former St. Louis Cardinal, and then where he went to Oakland.
Right.
And then to Arizona. And he, you know, when Johnson was healthy and was there, and then they had Webb and Herron, that was when they were really good.
So people wonder if Dan Herron would be made available before the trade deadline.
You talking about an attractive pitcher to pick up.
2 outs.
Now here is Tony Orlando and Don.
Right.
Here is the vice president. To the left of the T and Taz.
And right in the middle is Taz.
And that's where Don would have been up there, I guess.
Yeah. That's a keeper right there.
Yeah.
It's got to be a lucky t-shirt.
How long he's had that baby.
Garrett Jones takes one upstairs, 1-0. Well, we said it before. Vice President Biden has stuck out this entire game, and he has signed an awful lot of autographs. And Jones has got a base hit with 2 outs. That's his second hit of the day. So Tyler Walker still trying to get that last out here in the top of the 9th inning to keep this at a 4-run game. As we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, the Phillies at the bottom of the 9th will have the pitcher's spot and then the top of the order. And they'll do that, you would think, against Matt Capps. There he is.
There he is, their hard throwing closer.
Doman takes one for strike. It's 0-1. Ryan Doman has 2 doubles tonight. He has scored a run. He's driven in a run. There goes the runner. The pitch is taken high. The throw by Bacco to second base, and not in time. Garrett Jones, for some reason, decided not to slide. Might have been surprised that the throw even got there.
Well, you're right about it. When in doubt, slide. Here it is. He gets a pretty good jump. Whew.
That's his third stolen base without being caught. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Doman.
There was an element of surprise steal there. John Russell let him go there because managers love to take the grand slam out of play. And as you just mentioned, Tom, it's a 4-run game now. If you get another run here, all of a sudden the grand slam doesn't tie the game. Sometimes that just sounds like a figure of speech, but every manager you talk to, they'll tell you they manage that way.
Well, and I would think, too, when it comes to ballparks, it has to come into your mind, particularly here as Doman skies it. Foul territory. Should be an easy play for Pedro. And the inning is over. So the Pirates strand 1. The grand slam is still a factor as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. A pinch hitter due up for Ty Walker. Time now for our W.D. Mason delivery of the game. Now, normally this is an offensive play, but we're going to turn to a little defense. Shane Victorino with the flare to shallow left center. Look at Jack Wilson. Oh, what a play, but he's not done. He doubles up Jimmy Rollins, and whatever swing of momentum the Phillies were hoping for offensively was just swung back by Wilson's leather and his arm. That is our W.B. Mason delivery of the game. But as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, the Phillies trailing it by 4, and Matt Capps is on for the Pirates, 1-4 with a 4.71 ERA. He has 19 saves and 21 opportunities, and because he's in there as a right-hander, it gives Charlie Manuel a chance to put Matt Stairs up as a pinch hitter for Tyler Walker.
And that shot you just showed of Jack Wilson in that play he made, you look back and that could be a game saver.
Yeah, because at the time the Phillies had a runner on first with nobody out when Victorino flared it to left. And then a hit by pitch of Chase Utley and a walk to Ryan Howard. And could have loaded up the bases with 1 man out. Stairs, 271 hitter, 3 homers, 12 RBIs. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Mets have defeated the Reds 4-0. Johan Santana got the win. Jeff Francoeur and the Mets uniform 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs.
He not going to run 2 runs with the bases loaded hit in his first at bat.
Two and 1 the count to Stairs. Matt Capps is 6th all time in Pirates history in saves with 59. You know, Jose Mesa is 4th with 70.
You'll never believe that. You know, he did have some good years for them there. He had 70
saves. Yeah. Stan Belinda 5th with 61. And Stairs sends one in the air deep to right field. That one is gone. And he is right on the heels of Cliff Johnson. Vice President Biden loves it. The Phillies with a little life here at the bottom of the ninth inning. Cliff Johnson has the all-time record for pinch hit home runs with 20. And that's number 18 for Matt Stairs. And Diane Mooney of Conshohocken, PA, you've just won $200 thanks to Matt Stairs.
Well, he got his fastball there, and Caps didn't want to walk him. And, you know, Matt Stairs, he plays home run derby during batting practice. And then when the game starts, he does it again.
He sure does. That was another long one. Here's Jimmy Rollins. And the count 1-1 to J-Roll. This is just a 3-run game right now. And the Phillies at the top of the order up. Guy can hit, boy. Whew.
Well, he hit a fastball. You get behind the count to him and throw him a fastball, and you don't want to walk him, and he will launch.
4th pitch hit home run of the year. Three and 1 the count to Jimmy. Why not let it creep into the head of Caps? We've seen it so many times before in this great ballpark, where the crowd and this offense just creeps into the head of a pitcher. And there's ball 4, and J-Roll is aboard for the 4th time tonight. Joe Kerrigan knows all about that. The fact that this ballpark and the environment can creep into the head of a pitcher. A little back and forth between Domet and Caps. Victorino waiting.
Yeah, Caps is their guy. So you would think they will stay with him. They have Donnie Veal, they just brought up off the disabled list, another left-hander. So now you've got, you know, a situation, you've got all these left-handed hitters taking shots at Matt Caps.
Shane is 0 for 4. Those letters out there we're supposed to spell Yo Shane.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, but it was Oi Shane.
It did a little work.
Oh, 2 the count to Victorino. And overall, Shane's batting average at .310. Red hot after the 7th inning. Red hot over his last 43 games. In the air to right center field. McCutchen on the run. He's got room, and he makes the catch.
Big part of the ballpark. He really hit that a long way, and he hit it hard as a fastball. And that guy can really go get him.
Well, it's nearly 400 feet.
And McCutchen was playing pretty shallow, too. He had a long run for that.
Yeah, he doesn't play as shallow as B.J. Upton of the Rays, but he is pretty shallow.
He had it all the way. He was coasting at the end. Took one last look there at the warning track and the wall. He knew he had plenty of room, and you could see he just was coasting as he caught it.
I'll tell you, there's something about an outfielder being able to look like that and then find the ball again.
Well, that's why they're outfielders, that they can run the spots.
Well, 1 out now. Chase Utley, the batter. Try to energize this crowd a little bit more. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Hit by a pitch his last time up. Just want to get another guy on for Ryan or Raul.
Yeah, it's the whole goal right now to get that tying run up there.
You have Jimmy on first.
Well, Caps' numbers aren't great. He's a fastball guy, 91 and 96, and slider changeup. He will throw changeup to left-handed hitters, but he's been falling behind guys in this inning. Fell behind Stairs, homer. Walked Rollins. Fell behind Victorino. Almost hit one out. 2-0 up behind everybody. Well, actually, he was ahead of Victorino. Think back on it. But 3 out of 4 hitters, he's behind them.
Last remaining drop in so many ways is what the Phillies are looking for here in this 9th inning. Rally caps all over the ballpark. Jimmy goes. The pitch is taken for a strike, and he's safe at second. That's his 3rd stolen base of the night. He now has 16.
He's really playing right now. You can tell he feels it. He's back in his game, and they want him to run, steal bags.
I think one category feeds off the other.
Oh, absolutely. Once he gets on base, he wants to run. He likes to steal.
2-1 the count to Chase. Three and 1.
Not be a good feeling in the Pirates dugout knowing that guy's on deck and they're 1 pitch away from him being the tying run. And I think Joe's expression says it all.
Almost looks like he's talking to himself there.
He is. He's not happy with all these balls.
Joe Kerrigan has a lot of charts. Right there, he's just charting the pitches, not the pitchers alone, just the pitches for the pitchers.
Joe is prepared, and he's home for a few days. It's kind of nice for him.
Chase the opposite way. That's going to be in for a base hit. Jimmy's going to stop at 3rd. The tying run is coming up.
Well, he's all he could have hoped for, Tom. Down by 4 runs in the 9th inning to get one of these guys coming up. So he's going to go talk to Caps.
Matt Caps knows exactly what stared him in the face. Joe Kerrigan is probably just reminding him of a few things here, I would think, and probably just giving him a chance to take a breather.
Yeah, one of the things they're probably talking about is off-speed stuff now to Ryan Howard, change up, breaking ball away, make him beat you if he's going to hit the ball, the ballpark, hit it to left and left center, which of course he can do. But if you throw slower stuff, you have a tendency to pull off it.
Ryan is 2 for 2 tonight with 2 walks, which will tell you that he's seeing the ball pretty well. Only has 1 home run on this homestand. Phillies have runners on 1st and 3rd, and Rollins, he can lead till tomorrow because there's nobody near him at 3rd. And it's 1-0 to Ryan.
He started with a breaking ball. I figured that would be part of what Joe Kerrigan's conversation was going to be there is, we don't want to challenge him right away.
In the air to left center field. That's well hit. McCutchen going back. This game is tied. An opposite field home run for Ryan Howard. And this sold-out crowd has been waiting to bust open, and the big man just busted things wide open. He's seen the ball pretty good tonight. And here's Ibanez to straightaway center field. McCutchen going back, reaching up. He can't get it. It's a ground rule double. somewhere in those bushes is the second double of the night for Ibanez. Nobody had sat down. They were all waiting for a curtain call.
Yeah. Well, we talked about how all these left-handed hitters were going to come along, and Caps isn't fooling anybody, that's for sure. When you think about the out in this inning, how far that went. VP stuck around. I guess he knew something.
By the way, Ryan Howard, that's home run number 199 for his career.
Well, they will walk Jason Worth now and go after Pedro Phillies. Talked about Ryan Howard, that they were going to try and make him beat him with an opposite field home run. Man, that is some serious power the other way.
That's over 400 feet.
Oh, and it was out off the bat. You know, as soon as he hit it, you knew it was gone. And so did McCutchen. He took about 3 or 4 steps in the center fielder. He just looked up like, what am I going to do with that? I don't think I'm going to get a carom.
What did you say the other night? Ryan just hasn't hit many the opposite way.
He hasn't hit many the opposite way. And, you know, he had such a good swing at that. You know, he stayed back and everything was slow and under control. And what a bolt.
That's 22 home runs, just to recap the individual stats. And now 66 RBIs before the All-Star break. And the winning run is on second base, too.
Here it is. He threw him a slider on the first pitch. Then he comes back with a fastball right down the middle. And look at Jimmy.
He knew it.
Oh, yeah,
he knew it.
As soon as that left his bat, that thing was out. And you think how far it went. Here it is.
Look at that.
That's a missile. Oh, man. And it went out quick. That's fun to watch.
Well, so here we go. The Phillies down 5-0 at one point. They made it 5-3. Then it was 7-3. Now it's 7-7, bottom of the ninth inning. Winning run is on second. And Pedro hits it back toward the middle off of Caps. And everybody is safe.
Boy, that's through the middle, and you might win the game if that doesn't hit him.
John Russell's probably figuring, do I go get hand-to-hand here?
Well, yeah, you know, it's one of the things like, how do we stop this? You see Shane Victorino, he made the only out in the inning, and he hit it almost 400 feet.
Well, now with one out and the bases loaded.
Here it is, the slider, and it hits Cap in the backside or right on the hamstring. Look at the play Wilson makes here, and Ibanez, you talk about testing that groin. He came around third, and he had to throw on the brakes and get back. I watched that stuff. Oh, please be okay.
Yeah. Paul Bacco, ninth man to bat in the inning. They bring everybody in from the infield to the outfield. And it's 0-1 to Bacco.
Stairs is on deck.
He started this by juicing a home run. A pitch hit home run.
You know, some people left. You can understand that, down by 4 in the ninth inning, but I'm sure they're in their cars right now thinking, "Doc, got it."
0-1 to Bacco. Got a pretty good pitch to hit there, and it's 0-2, and he knows it. If it's a fly ball, it's got to be deep. It can't be to where the outfielders are right now.
No, they're out there to catch a line drive. That's why they bring him in like that, to try and catch a line drive and prevent the game from being over. They know if it's over their head, it's over anyway. It's deep. That's why you have to play this kind of defense.
Bacco had a big RBI single earlier in the game in the 6th inning. I know I tightened up as soon as that pitch came in. I can't imagine what Paul Bacco felt like as that fastball was coming toward him.
Don't swing.
1-2 the count. Things have changed here at home this year, just on this homestand alone. And just in this inning. 2-2. That's a great shot.
Well, they were ready when the inning started.
Yeah, there was still some ice cream left in that, that helmet. Staying alive. And it remains 2-2. Ibanez on third, Worth on second, Phillies on first. It's Raul, though, that matters.
Everybody on their feet here in this ballpark. Almost everybody.
45,000 plus. Hoping for another comeback victory. This would be the ultimate.
Yeah, this one didn't look like it was going to happen.
Baco the opposite way. A base hit and the Phillies win it. Oh boy, they've got 5 runs in this 9th inning, and they come from behind to win it 8-7. What a homestand this has been.